Joining me right now is Utah Congressman Burgess Owens. He's a member of the Education and Workforce and Transportation and Infrastructure Committees. Congressman, good to see you. You've got to explain this to me. I think that under Kevin McCarthy's leadership, you all have finally had a voice. I mean, you finally are doing the Republicans are finally doing something that the people wanted, and that is, opening this inquiry into the Biden potential criminal activity, trying to get the Democrats to lower spending, cut spending. Why is all of this happening now, and why is it so hard to agree on spending cuts?
Well, the difficulty is we do have majority, Maria. By the way, thanks so much for this opportunity. We do have majority, but it's only about 4 votes. It's so much easier to say no than it is to get 98% of our conference together. And I'm talking about all across the board. We have such a diverse conference of good people defending representing their particular districts, and to have everybody come together and say, we will give up, we will compromise, we'll come together and say, we will do this together to get to the next phase. So it's much harder to get 98% together to say yes than it is to say no. And right now we have, I think, 5 that are saying no. I'll say this. The worst thing we can do is shut down the government at this point. We have so much going on at this point, Maria, that we need to keep our focus on, including impeachment inquiry, including the fact that our country is being burnt down around us by an administration who does not care about the American people. We have a conference that cares, and we've shown that the last 8 months of transparency. Things we're talking about right now would have never happened if not for the leadership and the focus and the trust of the American people. So we're going to get it there. I feel very confident at some point. And by the way, I do not think that the speaker place is at risk. That's my personal opinion for sure.
So, okay. So you're expecting you will get these bills done, even if you can't get an agreement on a continuing resolution. You think that you can get the rest of the bills done? Somebody said earlier, I guess it was Ralph Norman, some of them are on speed dial because you've already done them.
Well, the key is this, and this is part of our strategy, is put together a border bill that not only funds our government for the next 30 days, but allows us to focus on things like the border. It allows us to make sure we're funding the government at a lower percentage, make sure we're paying for the border security. There's a bunch of things that we're doing there that makes total sense, that has actually been able to incorporate a lot of what the Freedom Caucus has asked for, the moderate side of our basis to ask for, is a true compromise. And that's why you only have 5. You have a remarkable group of men and women. We only have 5 that's saying no. So I look at it this way, Maria. I've been here before. I've seen it when in the early 80s when I played with the Raiders. We were 2-5. We pulled ourselves together with no coaches and ended up working out a way to play one game at a time to get to the Super Bowl. That was our goal. We got there. I see that same spirit that's coming together, and we just have to make sure we get to this next point of putting together a border bill that funds the government, allows us another 30 days to work out our appropriations, and American people will be very, very proud of us getting that accomplished. So we're going to, I feel we'll get it, we'll get it done.
That is a great analogy. Thank you for making it. I mean, it just seems like it's so hurtful for members to be turning against Republicans at this point in time. I mean, when you're actually trying to battle the Democrats, you're, turning the knives on each other. How stupid. I mean, the House Education Committee released a, go ahead.
No, I was just saying this. I sat in a meeting yesterday, 2 days ago, and I saw the softening of that. We have people who've never talked to each other before on both sides of our conference that's talking and compromising and saying, we'll give this up if you give this up. And we're saying, okay, let's move forward with what has been presented that 98% of us, maybe 99% has said yes to. So we're getting there, and that the stripe is I think is melting out a little bit.
And, if you do see a government shutdown, that would enable you to have the time, I mean, wouldn't it, to finish? I mean, or do you need the continuing resolution for 30 days to have that time to get those 11 bills finished?
No, we do not need to have a government shutdown. That's what the Democrats want. I understand. We have to understand who we're working against. It's one thing if President Trump was president and we had a shutdown because we would try to figure out to make sure that essential workers would work and that our government still works. We have people that want to bring pain Misery is a political strategy for the left. Understand that. So their goal is to shut it down, bring as much misery as we can, and then turn around on the Republican Party and not try to find any solution for the American people. We need to figure out a way to navigate this. I believe we will, because at the end of the day, it's for the American people. We need to keep our government moving forward, keep our focus on those things that we have to highlight. The border, 10,000 people per day, all the issues that are now going on, the inquiry, those things have to continue to move forward for us to make sure the American people trust the fact that we understand their pain and we're moving forward to help them out in this process.
So does Mike Lawler from New York, does Matt Gaetz from Florida, do they not get that? Do they not understand who they're actually battling?
No, Mike is fine. Mike gets it. Matt doesn't. Matt is one of the 5. Mike is one of the 98% that says, listen, we have our issues. We're in a very blue district, but we were willing to compromise if everybody else will come to compromise to make sure we do not shut out the government. No, and that's what I'm saying. We have seen some very good softening in this process. Unfortunately, Gaetz is not one of them, but we have the remainder of our caucus, our conference is really coming together to try to push us through.
Terrific. All right, Congressman, we'll be watching your work. Thanks very much. Burgess Owens, we appreciate you.